scheduled for one fall with no time.
Super hot fire!
The greatest spectacle in podcast entertainment, Mr. Nestlemania.
That was literally verbal diarrhea. I'm setting the bar awfully low. Titus O'Neil keeps running directly into that bar. Get him off my TV, get him off my TV. You make me very angry.
The man who has a better IQ than you, the awe-inspiring JC.
You should go work for WWE because you'd be so up far up Vince's
No.
Oh, you are such a sucker. You defend everything, all the bad moves they make.
This is the Jobber Knocker Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of the Jobber Knocker Podcast. As always, it's Nestlemania. Alongside for the ride is JC. We are now eventually, a sort of, kind of, maybe, potentially, maybe, in the week of Go Home for Crown Jewel.
I see you! I just run around my house all day yelling that. Isn't that like, I saw someone tweet that on Twitter. I'm like, I do the same thing. Like, I'll be in the shower up, time to do the armpit. I see you! Oh, I gotta make some lunch. I see you! We're gonna talk about that in the finish, but I just literally, like, it's like, I have SCU. Like, I don't know. It's
a disease.
Just, it comes out of your mouth. All right.
You'll always be in my shine. Mwah.
Speaking of coming out of your mouth, what do you got that made you really happy this week?
Well, there's an easy transition from that.
I know, that's why I set you up.
Okay, fine.
Just do it. Just get
Asuka
it out of the way.
spinning green mist in the face of Paige. There wasn't much to like on Raw, but this, I think, was a highlight to me. And then I thought Becky Kyrie Sane was a little clunky to start, but it turned into a really fun match. And yeah, that was overall, I thought it was a good start to a very shitty Raw.
It was a very odd Raw. It wasn't something that I expected, considering last week I had a lot of ups for it. This one, not a lot of downs. Actually, I do have a lot of downs. It's more of like murkiness in when I'm watching Raw. However, I was excited to see Paige. She's always in my heart. I love that woman. I think she's great. The green mist was necessary, as you said in the tweet. You know, Paige literally has no reason to be on television except for WWE Backstage, which is great.
I love that show, by the way. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But you know what? There was one other thing on Raw that I thought was amazing, and that was Drew McIntyre versus Ricochet, baby. Pew! That match was great, and that RKO out of nowhere, super hot fire!
Wow.
Ricochet stud.
You're going to vomit.
You know what happened when Randy Orton went backstage? He fucking gave him a go team. He walked up to Vince. He's like, I want to fight him 10 times. Because that guy knows how to sell my move better than almost anyone I've ever seen.
You got to give it up for the cameramen, though, and the directing, because that was great.
I'm going to give it up to the performers in the ring first.
It was wonderful. It was definitely wonderful. Again,
that was a treat.
Let me ask you this. Possibly top 3 RKO sales of all time?
I wrote top 5, but you could argue me into the top 3, top 2.
What's your favorite RKO sell of all time? Is it Evan Bourne?
The Evan Bourne was fantastic. I will say our boy Seth did have that one. Was fucking superb as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on those 2 levels, so I think 3 is as high as I could go. I'd really have to think beyond that. I mean, that Ali one even a couple weeks ago,
yes.
That one was superb too.
I think that, I will put Ali in a different category because it was a reversal, a counter.
That is true.
So I will put that in a different category. I will say that the Evan Bourne thing to me looked a little different. I will always love the Seth Rollins WrestleMania 31 sell better than anything in this life because it is unnecessarily amazing.
Flawless.
This one was great. It was. If you guys haven't seen it, go on YouTube, watch the GIFs. Whatever, it's there. It's a real thing.
It's the only thing on Raw that you really had to see this week.
It's 3 seconds and it's amazing.
Very shortly.
It's amazing, essentially. And so I gotta say, go out of your way to watch at least that match, if not just the end of that match.
Yeah, just clip off that and watch that. The
Anything?
only other thing I have is shimmy, shimmy, yeah! They are giving this guy a chance. Last week he wrestled Seth Rollins. Should have probably beat him for the Universal title. This week he got to wrestle AJ Styles. And that was a nice match. He tapped out. You know what? That's what should happen. He is the new kid on the block. He's coming in. I hate when they bring in the new guys and they just beat all the established stars. What I like to see out of new guys is have them come in and be like, okay, this kid can hang a little bit, but he's not on AJ Styles' level. The booking of AJ Styles lately has been fantastic. He looks really, really strong, and the tap out here, I think, was a necessity for him.
Would you believe that it might be a phenomenal booking?
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
He is phenomenal.
He is the phenomenal one.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one. I will say I enjoyed this match very much. You know what? Out of this entire week of wrestling, WWE specifically, I think this was the match that I would say, if you're going to go out of your way, I had a lot of fun. Ricochet and Max up there, too.
Ricochet and Mac was me.
And so I will say, watching the DDT on the outside was fun. Watching all sorts of things, the Styles Clash at the end, all the good stuff. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match. I'm not a huge fan yet of the shimmy, shimmy, yeah, but I know you guys love him, so I
mean,
can.
he's just like, it's shimmy, shimmy, yeah. And not only that, he's now going to be paired with the most electrifying tag team in Dun 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 Dun, who saved him from the fucking
6-man tags are the death of
whatever.
anybody.
But if it involves shimmy, shimmy, yeah, and the Street Profits, I'm fine with
The
that.
shimmy, shimmy,
That'll be
Street
shimmy, shimmy
Profits.
fun, baby. Shimmy, shimmy, Street. Profits, dun dun dun.
And
then I swag and the shimmy, 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 shimmy.
you know what's funny? Your mashup is still better than anything WWE can come up with, so it's fine.
That's
It's
sad.
fine. However, that end of that was 6-man tag fever, which again I am not a huge fan of. I'm really hoping, praying that we don't have to deal with the 6-man tag bullshit, but we'll
You're
see.
getting one. But this one's better than the other ones, which we're not going to talk about yet. But you're done with Raw? That's what I thought. Time to go to SmackDown. Co-match of the week.
Oh,
Mandy versus Nikki Cross. No, this was a good match. Not co-match of the week. Obviously, I'm going a little-
Co-match of the
But
week.
Mandy did an absolutely superb job in getting Nikki over. She did her job because she's fantastic at it. Her entrance is still one of the best entrances ever because of the gloss. And I know you're like, oh my God, it's so glossy. Love it. It's perfect. This is great. And I believe they had Bailey and Sasha on commentary to hype up their match. But yeah, it was all about Mandy just getting the job done.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
You got anything to add?
I did not enjoy that match. I thought it was okay. I thought it looked like I will not give Mandy a problem on this one. I will give her a pass. I think Sonya missed her miscue because it looked like Nikki did something and then had to go back and do it again because Sonya missed it.
That's not Mandy's fault.
That's not Mandy's fault. So I will say the match took away from me on that. I'm like, okay, when you're clearly that's the finish. Oh,
So
okay, there it
Mandy
is.
was so good, but you just dropped it to okay because Sonya screwed up. I get it.
Well,
I get
Nikki, I'd have to give Nikki the problem too because I'm sure there could
Okay.
have been a miscommunication
Yeah,
there. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's very fair.
I will say something that I'm curious about, and I think it's piggybacking off of what you said last week, was that Bailey is fine on her own, and Sasha hasn't found her footing as the hype woman. She comes out and she did say, "Hey, what time is it?" to Cole.
It's boss time.
And he said it, and that was hilarious. Everybody had a good laugh, but I think when you watch Bailey, there's something about the Sasha portion of it that is a head scratcher. It doesn't make. It's not organic. It seems like a shoe-in. It doesn't necessarily seem like it's something you want to see.
Yeah, right now it's just Bailey's is so fresh and Sasha's just kind of there. Bailey hasn't needed her yet. I think at some point, like, Sasha's going to become a factor for her. But the other thing you always got to consider now, especially now that they're on the same show and, like, they're fighting for these quote-unquote same title. There's only one title on SmackDown. It's like, that's always going to be lurking as, like, when is the turn going to come?
Right.
I don't think it's anytime soon, but it's just that's now what's in your mind with them is every time you see them together, it's like, okay, Sasha's the X factor for her when she needs it, which I'm sure she will somehow probably cost Nikki when her and Bailey eventually fight. And it's just, it's one of those things. But now we have that extra thing lurking in the background of when is Sasha going to care about that championship around her waist?
Mm-hmm. It's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Very good point.
Speaking of points,
Oh, go ahead.
you sounded like you were making a PowerPoint presentation.
Poor Gulak.
Oh, man. You know what?
Poor Gulak.
Gulak. Are you fucking kidding me?
He lost to Kalisto.
It doesn't matter. This guy's on SmackDown Live in front of not a lot of people this week, but last week there was, and he gets to be in the ring with Braun Strowman. With no matter, I literally tweeted this out because it's just watching that, just like the reaction and how loud it is. I'm like, no matter what they try to fucking do to this guy, they put him 50 feet under. He comes fucking roaring out. He's over like Rover. It just doesn't matter. Like this guy, God, he's so much fun. And honestly, the Gulak stuff with him is just such a perfect fit right now as we just kind of like try to clutter through as SmackDown tries to shake out what's going on with their main event picture until we figure out where Braun's going next. Like this little Gulak thing is a nice little like detour because it's fun. It's introducing us to this Gulak, which a lot of people just don't
Gooby.
know. He's a fucking goober, but
Yeah.
it works. It's fun. It's a fun segment. When I'm watching SmackDown, I'm like, this is something that I'm not just skipping. It's like, all right, I'm enjoying this. This is a quick, 5 to 7 minute segment that, it entertains me for those 5 to 7 minutes.
And listen, Braun did a good thing. They tell you not to listen to the crowd sometimes and just do what you're told. But they said another power slam. He picked up Gab Gulak and gave him another power slam.
Give me what I want.
He gave the people what he wanted. He is a people pleaser, Braun style. And I gotta say, good on you. Because what are you gonna tell a 7-foot dude?
Exactly.
What are you gonna tell him?
Exactly. Why? When you're supposed to get reactions like that, do what they tell you. They tell them to go get a table, go get a fucking table and put Gulak through that. Even if
Yep.
you go over your thing, you'll go in the back. Vince might be yelling at you, and then you'll just look at him and be like, bro, did you listen to the crowd? Go ahead, send out Kalisto again. Maybe they'll go nuts. Probably not. You know what he did with Kalisto that one time? He threw him in a fucking dumpster.
You always bring that up.
It was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Kalisto's had 3 great career moments.
Oh, no.
The fucking Selena Del Sol that we saw live.
Yes,
on that
through the
ladder
table.
match.
Yeah, there's the
The
ladder.
fucking, was it chairs match with Baron Corbin?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
when
yeah,
Braun
yeah.
Strowman threw him in a dumpster. That is Kalisto's career. That's all you need to know.
Is that in order of importance?
I think
it
that's
seems
order
like
actually how it happened.
Oh, well, maybe it's
Unless if the chairs match could have been first. I'm not sure.
It was good.
But yeah.
Wow, look at that. We're
There
going
you
down
go.
memory
See?
lane.
See?
I don't have much more. That was positive.
Shorty G!
Oh, please.
Baby!
You are awful.
That fucking outfit is awesome.
No, it is not.
It is fucking amazing. I
He
literally
looks
saw
like
that and I
some-
was like, I wish I could pull that off.
You can.
No, I cannot.
Yes, you can.
I cannot. I am
will
not that cool.
Photoshop your head
I am
on
not
his
that
body.
cool. Yeah, but I don't have his body.
Doesn't
I want to
matter.
wear that. I want to wear that to the gym. I want to wear that to the gym and be like, yo guys, let's play some hoops. Be like, look at me. I'm Joshy G.
Wouldn't you be Joshy C? And who the fuck is Joshy?
I be JCG.
There you go.
JCG.
JCG.
SCU.
Now start chanting JCG everywhere you go.
I will say this about this segment. The real wrestlers in that segment had good promos. The not real wrestlers anymore, the geriatric retired people, did not. That's why I'm not going to talk about them. But no, I can't believe you don't like that Shorty G outfit. That thing was
He
fucking
looks
fire.
like- here it is.
It was fire. It was not just fire. It was super hot fire.
You are ridiculous. He looked like Doug Funny. He looked like part of the Monstars from Space Jam. He looked like...
I want to be a monster.
Hold on.
You don't want to be a monster?
You know what,
is
really,
wrong with you?
Let me finish. He looked like he stole Carmella's singlet. That's what he
yeah.
looked like he did.
Because it's FABULOUSS.
I'm pretty sure you spelt it wrong, but that's okay.
I probably did.
We're not good.
I don't sing songs correctly,
where's-
so what makes you think I can spell a song correctly?
Where's Joe, the grammar troll? We need him.
I got him yesterday,
I
by the
saw
way.
that.
Like that, huh?
Slow golf clap on that one. That was nice.
Doesn't know how to spell Miles.
It's true.
Well, Jordan Miles.
Jordan Mile, which we're not
Story-
touching that
that's
one.
a story for another
We're
day.
not touching that one.
Yeah, no, we're not qualified to talk about that
No,
legitimately.
we're not.
What else I had on SmackDown was
Nasty.
Oh boy.
this was great. Lacey just being Lacey. They're
What's
just
the-
like, go out there, run your gimmick. She does her thing. Yup, here you go, hit the button.
What's up, jobbers?
There's a lot of them.
Jobber alert.
Supposed to be facing a jobber. She's like, you know what? I'm going to take a count out. You're not worth my time. But then, of course, you're like, oh, she's going back in at 9. Comes in, woman's right to win the match. And then got to cut a promo on the crowd, too. More Lacey Evans, the better for me. Just great.
Moment
Love
of
it.
silence for Cameron Connors. We always try to highlight the jobbers on the Jobber
that the
Knocker. Yeah, I write them all down because I believe that enhancement talent is important, JC.
So do I.
Yeah,
I'm-
you just don't ever remember them.
I'm horrible with names unless you have a cool, catchy name like Shorty G.
So he's a jobber is what you just
No,
said?
I'm just saying I don't remember.
He said he's
no,
a
no,
jobber.
I said I don't remember your name
just
unless
said-
if it is a cool, catchy name. Like, I fucking forget what fucking Mustafa Ali's name is.
It's Ali.
Exactly.
I don't know,
He's
you
not
tried.
a jobber either.
Eh.
So nice try. No,
You
Shorty
did say
G.
Shorty G is a-
Shorty G is like one of the most serious competitors on SmackDown. And it's awesome. It's because of this gimmick.
That guy
Get in
looks
line,
like-
bitch.
that
Get
guy-
on the train. Choo choo.
Shorty
motherfucker.
G looks like a guy that sits out of playing a pickup basketball game.
No,
Like he is
Shorty
not. He's not
G
the pick.
looks like you and me. He looks like all of us, so he's relatable. We want to be him, and we want him to win
If he
because
looked
he
like-
represents us. He is the better version of Daniel Bryan. I
Oh,
want the G
don't
movement.
even.
G,
You are
G,
awful.
G,
You are
G,
such
G,
an idiot.
G,
That is
G,
that
G,
might
G,
that might be
G.
the dumbest thing you've ever said
That
on
is
this
the
program.
smartest thing
That
I've
is-
ever
you
said.
can't even make eye contact.
'Cause you
I'm
know
so
what?
ashamed you are.
Chad Gable
No.
is better looking than Daniel Bryan.
I don't
He's
doubt
a better
that.
wrestler than
No,
Daniel
he
Bryan.
is not.
He is
No, he
cooler
isn't.
than Daniel
You can't
Bryan.
even keep a
He wears
straight-
better
straight
outfits than
face.
Daniel Bryan. He actually shaves unlike Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
You might not recycle,
He's a
but-
better crier than Daniel Bryan.
No, Daniel Bryan's a pretty good crier.
No. I'm telling you right now, that is the most bogus, heinous
I
thing
think
you've
that is
ever
one
said
of
on
the
this
best
program.
things I ever
You
said.
are a gaslighter, my friend.
I think that
you
was-
are a
I
gaslighter.
think
You
that
know
was
my
smart.
affinity for Daniel Bryan, and you sit there and you tell me that Chad Gable can't sniff a main event. Daniel
he
Bryan
is
is
now.
a 5-time,
He is
baby.
now.
No, he is
Yeah,
not.
he is.
No,
Yeah,
he's
he is.
not.
Yeah, he is
So
now.
where's his main event? Where's he been in a main
He was.
event?
He was in the finals of King of the Ring.
That's
He's
not a
in,
main event. He wasn't even the main
he's
event
in
on
the
Raw.
big fucking crown jewel match. Huh?
That's not a main event.
Have you ever been on
Main
Team
event
Hogan?
is the last
I don't
thing.
think so.
The last thing.
You've never been on Team Hogan?
I don't want to be on Team Hogan. Thank you
Well,
very
I
much.
bet you would for that payday. They put that many zeros. I'd be like, yep,
Oh
sign me
boy!
up.
You know what? I can't believe the egregious comment.
Well, you know what?
just
We're
made.
still in the shine. I'm going somewhere next. Once again, Dominic did his job. Absolutely superb. This segment legitimately was shine for me because you know why? Lesnar beat up everyone.
I did love
Lesnar
that.
fucking F5 and Mysterio. I thought he fucking broke his leg against the wall. He got to beat up Kane. That's gonna be Kane in an F5. Dominic died off camera this time, but still,
Oh, man.
we had already seen it once. We got to use our imagination. Brock Lesnar back in the shine.
I gotta say, do you have anything else in the shine?
No.
Okay, so I can hit this after this. So again, Brock Lesnar beating up Dominic, super shine. Love it. I will watch that on loop all the time because I think it's hilarious. I love the portion of it, like the fact that they were stupid enough to leave Dominic alone, thinking that Brock Lesnar wasn't going to do something, was funny to me. And then, of course, Rey Mysterio cuts a promo.
Oh, boy.
But that was rough. And then I'm going to hit this point. Bring it.
Get him off my TV! Get him off my TV! Get him off my TV!
The best part of this in the worst way possible is the fact, and I think Danny or TJ, somebody said it in our thread, which was, wow, the physical portion of checking on Dominic is the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
Where you like, hey,
Ray's just like touching a leg, touching an arm, touching his face. Oh my God. Like, Brock must have forgot that he was going to be coming on camera, was eating a turkey leg, threw it in a trash can, ran over, picked everybody up, and threw them around like a pizza, and then it was fun. However, it was that very much awkward. Kane was like, dude, and then there's Ray who's just like, oh, like I'm so excited and so upset and all that stuff. But like, there's so many things here that could be whatever. And then he just pizza throws everybody.
You just made Rey Mysterio Italian. Pizza throw.
Whatever. That's what it felt like. Everybody was just literally an
God.
Italian pizza, just whoop, thrown out the fucking door.
Those were great F5s.
I gotta tell you, the F5 on Kane on Dominic, and then the sound that Dominic makes afterwards is fucking hilarious. He's like, hey, woo, like he just sounds like he's heaving. It's amazing. It is amazing. The Italian pizza pie that is the F5. I love it. Love it. However, the rest of it was dog shit. Absolute dog shit. There's no other way to say it. That was bad acting, and it was so bad that we almost got to a point in which it almost became all shine for me, but there is a portion of that I went.
Well, the acting was so bad, but like the physical nature of it is why I liked it.
And that's all we're going to remember.
Past, I'm like, this entertained me. This was a good segment, despite how fucking horrible Kane and Mysterio are at acting. But you know what? We got what we wanted. We got Brock Murder File. The Murder File.
It is Brock Murder File.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The rest of this is a lot of unbelievable shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of crap on this card.
Smackdown had a tag team schmoz fest that just yeah, like I don't even know what happened there. I don't even.
That's not a real thing. By the way,
Yeah.
how does New Day lose to Zig Glorious and then get a tag team title shot?
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Nothing.
How does
I
that
mean, they
make
literally
sense?
tweeted about it, and Xavier had a funny response. I don't remember what it was though.
But again, it doesn't make any sense apparently.
No,
and
and
then random shot of the B team like for 2 seconds watching it, which is like, there they are. No, they're not. They're gone. And the whole thing seemed like here's a giant ad for something nobody wants to
the
see.
best in the world tag team championship
true.
thing. I don't know.
I will say there was some things that made me excited, and then of course like the beginning of SmackDown, it was like, oh hey, like you said, somebody hit some good spots in their promos. Sammy did a good job, but then it was just 6-man tag fever.
6-man tag palooza.
It was bad. It
I don't
was
even remember
very,
who was
very
in it,
bad.
but
It
it
was
was
Roman
useless.
Reigns, Shorty G, Ali versus King Corbin. It was supposed to be Sammy, but they changed it,
It was
with
Nakamura
and
and
Cesaro.
That's right, Cesaro.
And Cesaro, I believe,
I was glad they let a guy like Cesaro get in there. Like that's good, but I don't know. Like you said, it doesn't lead to anything.
It's not good.
At least I got to
It's
see
not
that
good.
fucking fire singlet in action, but that's about it.
Oof. Woof.
Should we go to Raw? Because I don't think anything else happened on SmackDown.
I'm pretty sure there's something on SmackDown, but that's fine. We can move on.
Well, I know we were both very excited. I actually saw it on Twitter. Buddy Murphy cut a fantastic promo up in the crowd.
Yes.
R-Truth had a goofy response, and it set up a match. Wow, look at that. You booked something ahead of time, and it made sense for two guys that you use R-Truth a lot, but just
He's
in a
not my
goofy
buddy.
way. But, yeah, he's not my buddy. And you had a match. I was like, okay, this is going well. And then, fuck you. Fuck off. Like, you're telling me that the only way you're going to book Buddy Murphy to beat fucking Goofy McRoll-Up, R-Truth, is to have a fucking jog fest outside the ring? Like, come on. Give me a fucking break. That was horrible.
It's not good, Bob. Not good.
It's not great, Bob, is the quote.
Whatever. I'm gonna say what I
Wow.
want.
Did you ever watch Mad Men?
No, I have
You
not
can't
ever
quote
watched
something
Mad
you never
Men.
saw.
Okay.
They want you to take the roles.
You can't do that.
But
You've
I-
never
I-
seen that.
I did see that.
No, you have not.
Yeah, I have. What show is it from?
I know what it's from.
You know, I'm
I did the
quizzing you.
quote.
I'm
You don't even know because you're trying to use it against me. I'm the one that used the quote that you know now.
I'm assuming it's Boy Meets World.
Yes, it is Boy Meets
I watched
World.
that show all growing up, bro.
Yeah, but you don't remember that.
Yeah.
You don't remember that segment. Don't
Of course
try
not,
to
'cause
act
no
like-
one remembers it except for you.
A lot of people remember.
Yeah,
It's a
once
classic line.
Once you bring it up, they do. But no one ever go out of their way to think, oh, they want you to take the roles.
It's funny, damn it. It's funny.
Just like you, right?
I am funny. Fuck you. Awful. Just freaking awful. Look, there's a lot of stuff that I could get through.
Like what?
But we haven't hit divorce court yet. You want to get to there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get through it. So
I'm down
eventually-
to fuck.
So the King's Court come out with Rusev and Lana. Rusev looks like he's very happy. Lana
He's
comes
dapper.
out. He did. He looked happy. He looked like somebody that was, like I said, a divorced dad, getting his stuff back together. And then Lana comes out in an evening gown and whatever, and everybody's excited about it, whatever. And she
We got the music, which is
Yeah.
the only positive of
I'm
this segment.
glad you're not saying it or playing it, whatever you.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Imagine the mashup of the Street Profits song and
Dun
Lana
dun
song.
dun 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 dun
There you
dun. Oh
go.
my God! Yeah,
Yep.
it's great.
Great mashup. Anyway, so we get to the divorce court, and of course we talk about this one. Listen, this is still shitty. I don't necessarily think this is the shittiest thing I've seen out of this. I'm not excited about it by any stretch. However, Rusev got some stuff in here, and they tried to make Rusev look like a babyface when they said he wanted sex all the time.
Like what? Like Lana, it's a problem that your giant Bulgarian stud wants to fucking. I'm just gonna stop there. Jackhammer you? I don't know. Like, come on. Like, what this? Like, I thought they were gonna have like some actual reason or something, and they're just like, no, Rusev just likes to fuck, and I'm like, okay, so he's a human being.
He wants kids.
He wants kids, so he's still a human being.
Yeah.
You don't, which is fine, and he said that is fine, especially if you watch Total Divas or wherever you've seen that storyline play out. They're now just literally doing it on Raw. They are. They're literally taking a storyline that they used on Total Divas for Total Divas a year ago, and they're putting it in the main event on Monday Night Raw.
Main event, that's the biggest
Is
agreement.
what they
Yeah.
are doing right
Yeah,
now.
yep.
Literally, it didn't dawn on me till right now. I'm like, I've seen this before. Oh wait, it was on fucking Total Divas. You know where the storyline works? Total Divas. You know where it doesn't work? The main event of Monday Night Raw. Good God.
I can't believe it was the main event.
The
really.
best part was Rusev sticking his wedding ring down Bobby Lashley's throat. That was hilarious.
I appreciated the brawl. I thought that it was great that they gave Rusev more time to actually beat up Bobby Lashley. I got a good chuckle out of Lana hitting with the stick and him not selling it. I thought that was great. And then, just all these things that kind of happened. Shout out to our boy Billy that helped us with the Photoshop there that says Raw, SmackDown, and me. That was good. Hilarious. Check that out. And support the Billy boy. And look, the low blow at the end when someone says, oh, you're not going to have any Rusev
Which
babies.
one? There was like 10.
I know. There's just so many nuts shots, and then it just the awkwardness of Lashley grabbing Lana, and she almost tripped over Rusev, and then they're making out on top of Rusev. It just the visual of it is so forced, so just
Yeah.
it's like a C grade.
Well, did you hear what someone in the crowd yelled?
Weird.
This is weird. That person is all of us.
Yeah.
Because that's like the whole way we've been with this storyline. It's just like, all right, I really like Rusev. I'm glad that he's getting put in a prominent spot. Like, Lashley's actually looked good in this. I love Lana's theme song. But, like, this is just weird, man.
It is weird.
And that,
Everything
like-
about it's weird.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? But the problem is on Thursday, they're in the same match together, but it's not a one-on-one match. So that means this feud, there's no end in sight, fellas.
Oh no, it's
And
not.
though this was a bit, I thought about this after. I think I texted it to our boy Cap. I might have tweeted it too. I can't remember. But the crowd was red hot for that segment.
It's bad.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, because that backstage, like, that's a huge success. You want the crowd to react like that to a segment, and they did. The crowd was red hot. They were red hot for only a handful of things on Raw. That was one of them. And, yeah, that's not good for us that don't want this on our TV.
Are we hoping, is the end game that Lana and Rusev get back together?
I would assume so, and then hopefully Rusev just rides the rocket ship to a fucking world title run. But I've thought that so many times, and they've just dropped him off and out of fucking somewhere in outer space and left us all hanging there sad.
It was sad. Speaking of
I
sad,
don't like being sad.
here's something that I thought was sad, and you're going to disagree with me wholeheartedly. The Street Profits came out.
Did nothing. That
Did
was sad.
nothing.
Like I was like,
I was
sad.
so
Like,
mad.
I'm like, yeah, this is great. Let's do something. And then it was just like, all right, have a nice night. And I was
Yeah.
just like, that's it. I don't
Yeah.
know, it was weird.
It was odd.
Especially because you're gonna have them run them out later. So
Right.
you were just like, hey, we have 3 hours.
The thing that hurt my feelings more than anything was that crowd did not get excited for that promo or for that, especially the entrance, which how can you not
well, the
get excited
promo
for
was
it?
terrible. I will say this though. What they were trying to do is I think they want people to chant, we want the smoke with them. And
Yeah.
when they came out later, the crowd was chanting, we want the smoke. So in terms of that, I think it was effective because they're literally like, here, people, here, puppets, as Mark Henry calls us. We're going to train you in what we want you to say when you see this act. And it worked. So in that capacity, like, I guess that worked from it. But at the same time, it was just like they came out and literally, like, what? They came out to just go, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, which I like doing. But then
We
it was
want
just,
the smoke. We want the smoke.
We need
And
that-
nobody said it, though.
we need to, they did later, though.
But it's just, it's so forced.
It was an awkward
It was
promo.
not
It was-
organic.
Those
it
are
wasn't
two
a
guys.
feeling.
Vince, listen, Vince, you listening? Don't script them. They don't need to be scripted. Like, I know you don't do that. Give them, like, what you want them to hit and let them do it themselves.
Bullet
because
point. Bullet
you
point.
trying to script Montez Ford is no. That's like me trying to fucking tell Albert Einstein what to do and it's fucking whatever he did.
He's gone, you know.
I know. But if I went back in time and be like, hey, dude, this is how you're going to invent the fucking light bulb. He'd be like,
He didn't invent the light
I know.
bulb.
It was a bad example.
You're showing your intelligence to the crowd.
No, I just mixed him up.
It's all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to let that one slide.
I haven't had my coffee today.
That's fine. I'm going to let it slide. Pretty sure he didn't invent the light bulb. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That was a rough one. Very. You know, the other thing that I thought was hilarious about it is they came out and Dawkins didn't have his stupid 2 headbands. I'm sure Vince saw that and went, "Get that stupid shit off of your head." That's probably how he acted to it. He goes, "What the fuck is a headband?"
No, I missed the 2 headbands.
He does not have 2
You should wear
headbands.
3 headbands.
I hope he wears none. I bet Vince is back there. You want to be on my show? You don't wear
Pop quiz.
headbands.
Do you remember who invented the light bulb?
Pretty sure
Who was
it's
it?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison.
Ron
sorry.
Thomas Jefferson was a president.
That's right. I'm
Thomas
sorry.
Edison was
That's
not
where
a
I think my brain went, but I was completely wrong. Okay.
We're a
Well,
lot smarter than we sound, folks. Sometimes.
yeah, you're not here for
We
intelligence.
wouldn't put Aleister Black in a dark room and try to make a promo out of it.
If he had more light bulbs, maybe that would be a brighter promo. But unfortunately, it was not a brighter
Hey,
promo.
look at
It was
that.
awful. It
I
was
got nothing
fucking
else.
dreadful. Well, then we had Seth Rollins and Big Boy Red doing their
Yeah,
Falls Count Anywhere.
That didn't suck.
It didn't suck. It was fun. Listen, the one thing I will say about it is a lot of people on Twitter, and this is more heat for the people on Twitter, people going, AEW did that with Cody and Jericho. No.
WWE's been doing that for years.
I know, but this happened in the same week,
Yeah,
so
but
they're
it's
saying all
fucking
this
wrestling.
shit.
You oh my! I hate fucking.
So it's
marks.
just ridiculous. Just enjoy it. It was a good. I did appreciate the Seth Rollins stealing the Rock and Mankind Sunday Night Heat from the Super Bowl ending with the forklift. That
Yeah.
made me chuckle.
That was creative.
He's just like, yeah, and then of course just adding to the legend of Seth Rollins not being cool, which is hilarious to me. But I look, when things happen out of the ring, I enjoy it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just felt as if the one thing that really made me mad was they went out of their way for months to make Eric Rowan a big fucking deal. And then when they're doing something, they're talking about how Eric Rowan, former Wyatt member, it was ad nauseum. And then nothing happened with Firefly Funhouse. Nothing.
Because he's not on that show.
No, I know that, but they didn't. They kind of said something in a shitty promo.
So it sounds like you want the wild card rule.
No,
you
I do
asshole.
not want the wild card rule. What I want is for things to make sense. I want things to get up on my TV and go, you know what? This isn't insulting
Well,
my
let me put it this
intelligence.
way. I will say this: if you want Bray Wyatt to show up, then Roman Reigns should probably show up too, because he hates Eric Rowan and that's his friend. But we don't do that anymore, Adam.
Who the fuck is Adam?
You.
You know who Adam is? He's a detective. I didn't give him the swivel chair this week.
Fucking
folks.
asshole took my spinny chair.
So he literally tried like a little child to wiggle out of his chair.
I think I just undone my appointment from
Undud.
earlier.
He undud. This is the most unintelligible thing that we've ever put out to the world. If anybody's listening to us, I apologize.
We do this every week, though.
Yeah, it's true. This isn't an egregious.
Albert Einstein invented the light bulb, damn it! Oh, God.
This is bad. Really fucking bad.
When I was like going that over in my head, I was trying to think. I'm like, who invented the light bulb?
It's
And
Thomas
It
Edison.
wasn't coming.
The Edison light bulb.
It wasn't coming in my head, but Albert Einstein came in my head. So I had already had that train of thought. So I just put too raw of train of thoughts. I can't even speak words.
It's all right. Words are hard, man. It's tough. Anyway, here we are in the Detective Nestle section of the program, where I gotta say we finally had a Firefly Funhouse. I was excited. They had a funeral for Rambling Rabbit. I thought that was great.
But then what happened?
I'm getting to it. Stop jumping on my shit.
I love to jump in shit.
You're having a rough day.
I'm having a great day if
You're
I'm
having a
jumping
great
in
day.
shit.
Anyway, yeah, you're pigging shit.
It's better than shoveling shit. I'd rather jump in it and make a mess than have to clean it up.
Sometimes you have to eat shit.
Yeah.
Rambling Rabbit had a picture with the Jam. Of course, they had a funeral for him. A lot of people lost their minds because they thought that was the Undertaker's song. So now people are drawing comparisons to saying that the Undertaker's funeral march, which again, the Undertaker's song and the funeral march are not the same fucking song. They're not, folks. I'm sorry. Now they're saying, and again, there is an actual method to people's madness in their theory of conspiracy, saying that because there was a funeral, that Bray was wearing black, that they've had a casket, that all these things were happening, that maybe, just maybe, because the Fiend cannot win at Saudi, would be that the Undertaker, even though he's been there for a week in a parade, has to be doing something, so why wouldn't he cost the Fiend the WWE Universal Championship?
God. Oh, that's worse than what they did at Hell in a Cell.
I know.
Because that means I have to watch that fucking lub of shit try to fucking shit around his ring.
Yep.
Fuck.
So that's probably going to be a thing if some people believe that is what's going to happen. I don't know.
No! Don't we have a button for that?
Yeah, it's
Where
right
is it?
there.
Nope, that's not it.
What do you want?
This one.
You really suck.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Listen, if the Undertaker shows up, it's Saudi. He has to show up, right?
No,
this
he doesn't.
is prime real
I'd
estate for the
rather
Undertaker.
see Goldberg 10 times than Undertaker once.
Well, the Undertaker would take up a lot more time than Goldberg 10 times.
That's what I mean.
Anyway, back to the Firefly Funhouse. He was wearing black. A lot of people believe that this is going to take place on Thursday. So let's see what happens, folks. And, of course, there were lilies, which meant that obviously there was a meaningful thing here because lilies are obviously the flower of funerals, but it also meant that a soul was going to be returning to places of innocence.
Jesus, look at this.
And that meant, when I was watching it, I said, hey, maybe, just maybe, Rambling Rabbit will be reborn. And what happened, JC?
He came back from the dead puppet.
He did. He did. He came back from hell.
He got a new hand up his ass.
He got a new hand up his ass. He returned and said something. Actually, he did say this much. I will say that it was making me laugh. He did say some muscle-bound guy in hell was trying to fire me over and over and over again, which made me laugh and giggle.
That was good. That was a good line.
That was a great line. And of course, they see Vince as the devil, so it's funny. I like the callback. It was great stuff. It makes you wonder if he thinks that he should have thought about firing Bray Wyatt. Has he thought about it? Has he thought about firing, the guy behind Bray Wyatt? Who knows? You never know. So it's obviously a joke over and over again. I did, stepping back very quickly, love each individual puppet saying something. I love that Abby said he talked too much. I love that, Huska said he introduced me to carrot cake. And then it got to Mercy, who said he was a great dinner. All those things are very telling. Foreshadowing, of course. Not so much the carrot cake one, I don't think yet.
No,
but who doesn't love
eating?
Yeah, exactly.
Not eating the carrot cake, eating the rabbit cake.
But Abby stating that Abby stating that she said that it could possibly happen was, he's talking too much, which again is a connection, I believe, between Abby and what Rambling Rabbit really possesses is that he is the key to this entire thing. So it is interesting to me that Abby has been kind of like a prison guard in the Firefly Funhouse when I'm watching it because she's pissed about everything the Rambling Rabbit does. Mercy, of course, eats him later, and of course it goes back to, Yowie wowie! He's back. Oh no, oh Mercy. So there's all sorts of hilarious things that happen here. But I will say something else that made me kind of interested, go back and watch it as I transfer over into something else in my mind. At the very end, he goes, I'll see you in Saudi, and he points like this. He flipped him off, reverse middle finger, which apparently means that in Muslim faith means that he is pointing down because you can't, this is their version of swearing, because if they point upward, they're flipping off God. So this is his way of saying fuck you to everybody without upsetting people in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Interestingly enough.
What a nugget.
Yeah, it is a nugget. That's what I am, Nugget Nestle. So take that as you will. And anyway, so here's something else that is a a bonus Detective Nestle. Here we go. On not Thursday, Friday, there's a Friday Night Smackdown. Did you see that Bray Wyatt is going to be a guest on Miz Television?
Yeah.
Does that seem interesting to you?
Yeah.
You don't want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay, so The Miz, a couple months ago, before Bray Wyatt was even The Fiend, or coming to your screen as The Fiend, essentially, if you remember, we were on Puppet Watch. And who was the only person to have not one, but 2 puppets in background while he was walking to the ring?
When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Correct. It was The Miz, JC. Wonderful detective work. So, is he the next victim? Is he a conduit to the next victim? I don't really know. However, people were also speculating that there was a dark match with Cesaro and The Miz. And The Miz was not hurt by The Fiend. Because if we think about it, The Fiend was actually kind of doing the same thing with Seth. No one could touch Seth. No one could hurt Seth. Only he could hurt Seth. So maybe The Miz is the next logical person to get beaten up by and probably victimized by The Fiend. Especially, they could do some weird things here, being a dad of 2 children and having that weird kind of playhouse feeling. I think this is going to be something I'm interested in, as long as we get past the stupid blood money thing, because he's not winning. I want him to. It was my hope. It ain't going to happen. So I'm more excited to see that we can reset this goddamn button on Friday Night Smackdown and get this man
Yowie wowie!
back on that train. That is it. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
You're my only hope.
Should I piggyback your hope?
Go for it.
Let's try to put all the powers of the knockers, those double Ds, just pop them right on top. My hope, hashtag JC's hopes come true, JC knows, is that Bray Wyatt wins the Universal Championship at Crown Jewel, brings it back to Monday Night Raw, and is never on SmackDown again, except for this one week where he's a guest on Miz TV to say, bye, everyone! That's all I got.
That was it?
Yeah, hashtag JC's hopes come true. Hashtag JC knows. Hopefully my great hopefulness will counteract your curse, but probably not.
Probably
Evil
not.
usually wins.
You're right. I do win an awful lot. Thank you for thinking I'm evil.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about the forces of evil because you're just
I'm a
Nestle.
force of evil. Is
No,
what
you're
you
just
said.
Nestle. You're not evil.
Well, thank you. That was very thoughtful.
You're just unfortunate. You're unfortunate.
I'm unfortunate. Thanks. That's what everybody strives to be. Unfortunate. You fucking asshole. You're such a dick.
I didn't. I like
Such
backed
a
into
dick.
that one. I didn't even mean to do
Here's
that. But
here's what I thought about this week when I was watching. And again, I feel like I'm a broken record as you just hit the record scratch. This week specifically felt like they did not give a shit about tag teams. And I'm watching this going,
but they're crowning the greatest tag team in the world, and
they don't have the Usos in there.
SCU!
They don't have SCU. There's so
Somebody
many.
yelled at
There's so many things that I was watching.
there's no Usos. There's no AOP.
No, there's nothing. And listen, here's the other thing too. Clearly, we want the AOP. We want the Viking Raiders. By the way, Super. We snuck this in.
What's up, jobbers?
Oh yeah, they had a jobber match
They had
too.
the
I
Jobber
forgot.
alert.
they had the Chicago Cubs. Sorry, the Cubs.
That was actually
of
funny. A lot
Rizzo
of people
and
on Twitter
Bryant.
hated it. I was like, no, this is fucking hilarious.
But it was different. It was definitely different.
They were in St. Louis.
They were in St. Louis. So what did you expect? There were other things here that just kind of went out of my way that I was just like, ugh, whatever. I will say that I was so curious to one thing in particular was that they don't defend the tag titles anywhere. The SmackDown champions
They might
can't
be
get on
defending them
television.
Friday.
They can't get on television, it seems. It seems like there are a lot of tag teams that don't matter specifically on SmackDown. It just seems like they don't care about tag team wrestling.
Well, they had that smudge segment in that last.
I know, but I just
And they're defending the titles on Friday, or they're at least in a match on Friday. I don't know if it's for the title.
my hope would be very simple: is just after Crown Jewel, can we please, for the love of God, just spend time? Like, here's something that made me very excited on NXT. The women's tag team titles are being defended against Team Kick. I'm excited about that. I love Tegan Nox. I really love Dakota Kai. She's amazing, and she's fun to watch. That was fun. That's what you do. You have traveling tag champs. I'm fine with that. But it drives me insane.
I will say the one team that I think they're doing a good job with is the Viking Raiders.
Oh, but that's the thing. They are in a holding pattern now that they've won. There's no impressiveness. It's almost like there's a level that they've got the championships, which is fine. Now we're at a new level of expertise and enhancement.
I also don't want them thrown immediately against AOP. I would like to see an AOP build as an unstoppable force, and then when the two meet, it actually feels like something.
Sure. I just
But
wish
it's just
that
I don't know who's first up.
there's a lot of tag teams that are not being
Because I don't
used.
think they're going to use the. Well, that's the thing on Raw is like Street Profits OC is a side feud of tag teams.
But you can't get from OC to Street Profits to AOP, you're going to have to. The problem is, and here's really what it comes boiled down to, is you need to segregate people in a way that makes them good for now so that they can come together against
That's what
each
I mean.
other.
That's why I want them to do with AOP is build them on their own so then when they do eventually clash with the Viking Raiders, it feels something. Don't have them just be like, oh, we're going to face the Viking Raiders, and if they win, they get a tag shot. No!
You just gave me a brilliant idea for my hope. Here we go. Saudi Arabia, Thursday, right?
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. Best tag team in the world does not finish because AOP just beats every tag team
I've considered that being
That
a
is
thing
going to be that's going to be a hope right there.
I don't think they're going to bring them on TV yet.
I think that would be amazing.
I think that would be great too because I love AOP. AOP's the best.
That would be an absolute murder fest. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that.
Oh, choice word, bud.
Just kidding.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
You have such a stompy old man dance for that.
Well, because, you know.
Go ahead. Don't
Boy,
call it a
he's got a-
comeback.
he's at the
You've been here
Celtics
for
game
years.
today.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it actually is a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. It is the man. Was he an artist? No, he was the extraordinary man who's a story thing. Woo! Finn Balor. The Prince is back. Well, we've never really seen the Prince in WWE because he's always been a smiley, good guy. But now, he is a bad boy with a kick, a swift kick to the face of Johnny Greatcell.
Johnny
And Finn
Greatcell.
Balor, I don't think he's aligned himself with the Undisputed Era, but he's aligned himself as being evil. And I look forward to this because I want Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. I want Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa. And I want Finn Balor versus Adam Cole, baby! And we're getting all of it. So, Finn, you got my comeback. You're a stud. You deserve it. Fun things happening on NXT.
I will not allow that comeback because it has Finn Balor and it has NXT.
I don't know why you don't like Finn Balor. You're like
It's
the
a
only person
joke.
in the world
It's
who doesn't like
a
Finn Balor.
joke.
Because you are
Relax.
fickle. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have a beard and look like a fucking troll. That's why I don't like him.
I
only like Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. They're the best team ever.
If I love Daniel Bryan, would I have put him in this program? He had a segment this week against Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, why didn't
and
you
I
bring
didn't
that up?
say anything because it was a nothing segment. So that's why, listen.
So it should have been your heat.
No.
But since you love him so much,
Oh,
you kept him out
stop.
of the heat. I
You
see
are
how it is.
such a
Nope,
one-sided
I
person.
see it. Yep. Oh, I'm a one-sided
Yes,
person.
absolutely.
I'm not the one playing favorites.
You do play
No, I
favorites in
don't.
this program.
I put people
you
where they
put
belong.
Mandy in the
Because
fucking
she's
shine.
always in the shine.
That's
It is
a-
literally her moniker. Mandy Rose, always in the shine.
She doesn't say that, you
literally.
do.
No, like she knows that. She emanates that. She shines with her glossiness.
No, she does not.
Yes,
There's
she
Vaseline
does.
on that lens
You know
every
what?
single time.
You just made the list.
That's a different person for a different organization that we do not talk about a lot on this
We
program.
the people.
Stupid.
That was
apparently.
good creative.
Listen, this is getting out of hand. I can't. First off,
Who's your comeback?
my comeback this week. Shut up while I do this, please.
No,
so I
you
can
were
get through.
shitting on my comeback. That's why we got here.
My
'Cause
comeback
you hate
is-
Finn Balor.
I do not hate Finn Balor.
Yeah, you do.
He's where he's supposed to be. Thank you. Hit my button. The Iconics have returned. And I am so excited to watch them because I forgot how much I enjoyed them, and it was great. Unfortunately, they lose to Natty.
Yeah, but Peyton Royce had the great spin kick.
That's fine. She had a great spin kick. Billy Kay. I was gonna say Billy Ray Cyrus. Billy Kay Cyrus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my horse. Actually, rest in peace. Hunter Horse Helmsley has
Oh,
passed
stop.
away. I
Stop.
saw from your boy the Hangman.
He's not my boy. He gets pyro.
He's an Alexa Bliss wannabe. That's what I realized.
Oh,
All
really?
the glitter he has.
Anyway, get back to my
glitter
thing.
and horses.
Iconics, amazing to see them. I'm always a big fan. They make me chuckle. They do a great job. I was very unsettling to me that they lost that quickly to Natty and Charlotte, but whatever, it is what it is. It's an odd thing,
it's
but
Charlotte.
it is what
And
it is.
Charlotte didn't get the win. By the
No.
way, Charlotte needs to be on TV more. What are you doing, Raw? Put her on SmackDown if you're not going to use her. Come on, she's the queen.
Okay. Anyway, that's
is.
my comeback. I think it is now time to hit that big finish button.
We got a checklist, folks. We got the Jewel of Crowns. We got NXT Women's Tag Titles to talk about. We got SCU versus the Lucha Brothers. And we have SmackDown matches. But first, you need to give this podcast 5 stars, 5 flames on iTunes, Podomatic, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, archived on YouTube. Like all that stuff. We appreciate it. It goes a long way for us. Also, jobberknocker.com. It's a website where you can go and read all the great shit we put up there. We have AEW, NXT, and NXT UK articles on the weekly, plus other stuff, and as well.
Don't even
as
bury the lead,
the
Aaron.
Entire
Aaron
Yes,
does
and that's
NAW
right,
Power.
NWA Power. It's one of those things. I have. It's in my mind.
We'll get him in the rotation, Aaron. I apologize.
I just gotta update my computer.
Your brain.
And now that you've thrown me off.
Like, subscribe, do all that
no, we
stuff.
already did that shit. No. This is why you don't say anything. You would. Yeah.
When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
The entire staff, including Aaron, will have their predictions for Crown Jewel, which will be published at some point when everyone gets them in. So, guys, get your fucking picks in. Don't make Danny wait. Danny's a stud, by the way. Always.
In the
Making
shine.
that website look super hot fire. T-shirts, we sell those if you want them. Jobberknocker, Super Hot Fire, Monday Night Rerun, available on Pro Wrestling Tees. There's also a link on the website. Twitter, at Jobberknocker, at WrestleMania, JC of the JK, DQ of the JK, at Ray of the JK, at Billy D2411, at Joe Pollock 47, at TJ of the JK, at The Real Deal B Cox, at Only Aaron Turner.
Yes.
I got it right. Facebook Jobberknocker, Instagram Jobberknocker, because we are everywhere you want to be on social media.
Are you done?
No, we got to finish now.
God
We're going to get
damn
to
it.
Crown Jewel in a second, but first, SCU versus the Lucha Brothers. Who's going to be the first tag champs in AEW? AEW.
I believe it's the Lucha Brothers.
Boo! I want and I think SCU.
You just want to scream SCU. That's all you want to do.
Christopher Daniels might come into play because if you remember, Lucha Brothers came out and beat the fuck out of him, and that's why our boy Scorpio Sky has actually been wrestling.
Scorpio Sky needs to be everywhere.
Stop!
I love it.
I'm gonna cut you off there. And TJ right now is screaming at you through the headset. Stop! But yeah,
It's
so
happening.
You think Lucha Brothers? I think SCU. There's probably other stuff booked, but I can't remember. So we'll go to NXT Women's Tag Title match: Kabuki Warriors versus Kai and Nox. It's got to be the Kabukis, right? But this is cool that they're finally in NXT.
I'm excited for this match. I think there's a lot of good stuff that can happen out of it. I think, again, where there's championships that need to be defended, when they actually said it's going to be Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, they've never gone to NXT. This is a nice little change-up. I'm excited for it. And honestly, NXT does a better job of making it feel important anyway than they would on SmackDown or Raw. It seems that. It is the way it is, folks. I'm excited. There's a lot of good stuff.
All right, so now we're going to go to the place that Rusev got kicked in on Monday, the Crown Jewels. There's 9 matches scheduled. We're going to start on, apparently there's a kickoff show for this. There is a 20-man battle royal where the winner will face AJ Styles for the WWE United States Championship. Sunil Singh, Mojo Rawley, Eric Rowan, R-Truth, Sin Cara, The Brian Kendrick, Titus O'Neil, Tony Nese, Akira Tozawa, Shelton Benjamin, Apollo Crews, Buddy Murphy, Andrade, Drake Maverick, Eric Young, Luke Harper, Cedric Alexander, Heath Slater, Humberto Carrillo, Shimishimiya, and no way, Jose, who you got in this?
I'm a gimme shimmy.
I like it. You know what?
shimmy.
I see your shimmy, and I am going to pick Sunil Singh. I don't know why. Is he the one that's 24/7 champion?
I don't know.
Sunil Singh's gonna win.
Why? That's a terrible idea.
AJ Styles beats him though.
So AJ Styles wins. AJ Styles wins. Okay.
Wow, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have.
You're having a bad day.
I'm having a great day. Well, this match is listed low, so I guess we'll just go to it now. Falls Count Anywhere match for the WWE Universal Championship. The match cannot be stopped for any reason. That doesn't mean they can't schmoz the fuck out of it. Seth Rollins defends against The Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Does he win, folks?
Yowie, wowie.
We've both hoped for The Fiend, but come on. We know where this one ends.
Unfortunately, we know that Seth Rollins is winning and that this is the end, friend. Or fiend.
Closing time.
This is the end, friend.
Next up, we have, apparently if you win the
Battle Royal.
Battle Royal, you get a match against Cesaro. So Mansoor versus Cesaro. Mansoor. Because, yeah, that guy only is on TV in Saudi Arabia and wins over there. That's all I have to say about that. Next up, we have a 9-team tag team turmoil match for the WWE World Cup. New Day, Viking Raiders, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Losers, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Revival, OC, Ziglorious, and B-Team. B-Team. Raw. Gonna be eliminated first. Raw. Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders,
Just like,
okay.
this is gonna be this will actually probably be a lot of fun, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of, like, crazy spots, but, like, what are we doing?
There's an outside chance for me that I believe that when you say best in the world, it has to be a heel tag team. Right? And as you're reading all those things, I really want it to be the Revival because it'd be the best tag team on this planet. Like they say that anyway. I think it would be hilarious and it would help the OC. So I'm going to say the OC.
Good one.
You don't know.
They're probably going to be eliminated first.
Hey, you know what? A girl can dream, baby. A girl can
Yes,
dream.
she can. Next up, we have a singles match between and the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Oh, it's Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this. So I don't know if I'm going to throw this on at work on my iPad, but like this is one of the few things on this card which I do want to see.
I think it's one of the only things it really is.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Next up, we have a similar match, but for some reason it's for a WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar defends against Cain Velasquez.
For the WWE Championship?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be Brock Lee.
Yeah, it's going to be Brock Lesnar. And Cain Velasquez also said, look out Viking Raiders because him and Rey Mysterio want the Raw Tag titles. So buckle up for that, folks.
Better than Dominic.
Yeah, and then now we have the 10-man tag team match with Team Hogan, which consists of the captain, the very big captain.
Here comes the big dog Roman Reigns.
Cuckboy Rusev,
Ooh.
pew, 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 Ricochet, Shorty G, and Ali. That'd be a cool tag team. Shorty G, Ali. Shorty G, Ali. With Hulk Hogan, we already knew that. Why did they have to write that? Versus Team Flair, woo! The man who hears voices in his head, the Captain Randy Orton. The King, Baron Corbin, bow down. Bobby fucks Lana Lashley. Shinsuke Nakamura. And the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Who you got?
Hogan must pose, which means big dog wins big. Everybody loves a baby face.
So I agree.
Hogan.
Team Hogan wins. But I think the sole survivor will be Shorty G.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, everyone cares. Shorty G.
No.
Shorty G and will stand tall. He will eliminate probably all of them by himself.
I hope Shorty G gets out first, honest to God.
No, my guess is that
Ali?
no, probably Rusev because Lana's going to distract
No,
him.
it's going to be a DQ between there's going to be a count out. They're
That's
all
it.
going to be
Those
going.
are the easiest elimination. Honestly, you know what? It's weird. It's a house show, so they pretty much house Team Hogan has to win. But like, how do they get Drew McIntyre out of this match? I'm changing my pick. Give me Team Flair. Drew
Okay.
McIntyre's winning this
Wow.
thing. Yeah, Team Flair.
Team Flair.
They can't, like what, Drew. How do you just have him lose to Roman Reigns again? Then we're back where we started. So
You do know what we're watching, right?
yeah, it's a house.
Wins
show.
and losses
It's a
don't
house
matter.
show. I know.
Wins and losses don't
Yeah,
matter.
but it does. It does to me. Damn it. It does to me. Smackdown, we have Reigns versus Corbin. That'll be a fun match. Looking forward to it. We also have the Revival versus New Day, which is maybe for the titles. I don't know. Either way, the New Day's going to win that.
We got one more, don't we? It's at 9. Did we go through all of them?
No,
1,
I
2,
meant
3,
8.
4,
if I said
5,
9.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, there's only 8.
There's only 8 matches.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They could add some. I mean, that tag team match is like 10 matches. 10 and 1. And then you have a 5-on-5 elimination match.
Gross.
You
You're
have a
right.
battle royal.
I'm not looking forward to this at all. It's going to ruin my Halloween. Not going to lie. I'll try to watch some of it live, but we'll see. We'll see.
What time is it at?
1 p.m. on Thursday.
1 p.m. on Thursday. What am I doing on Thursday?
You're probably working, Dingleberry.
Yeah, I think I work at 1:30.
Yeah, so it's really not going to be happening.
I mean, I can put it on my iPad.
I cannot wait for the Undertaker to show up and ruin all of our fun. It's going to be great. Anyway, look, we hope you enjoy Crown Jewel. I don't know if it's possible, but try to
How
enjoy
about
it.
they enjoy on Wednesday Night War between NXT and AEW? AEW, SCU!
You really love that, huh?
Don't you know? I just literally like walk around my house and I'm just like, it just popped in my head. And I'm like, I gotta yell now.
Okay,
Just- yeah.
great, wonderful.
Yeah.
On that note, we hope you enjoy listening to the Jobber Knocker. We will be back next week with more Jobber Knockery.
SCU!